Hey friends, welcome to One Little Coder. In this PyScript tutorial, we are going to learn how to include a file uploader feature. So file uploader is quite essential if you're going to develop a full stack web application. Imagine you have got to develop a web application, a Python based web application where somebody is going to upload a CSV file and you want to do forecasting. Or let's say you want to have a machine learning web application where you want to upload the pickle file, or you want to simply read a text file and then display it. This tutorial is going to exactly teach you how to do that. Only one thing as a disclaimer, this video has got a lot of concepts that we have not covered in my PyScript series. So if you have not watched anything related to PyScript, I would strongly encourage you to go have a look at my other PyScript videos before checking into it. But even in this, we have got concepts like async, we have got concepts like callback, we have got concepts like event listener, which I would try to cover in the future tutorial. But if you need any of these concepts, you can also look at an equivalent JavaScript tutorial. Like go to YouTube, just look for JavaScript event listener. You should be able to understand this code. But I've tried my best to explain what is happening in this code, and then just let's look at a demo. As you're seeing right now on the screen, you've got a file upload function. I'm going to click the choose file, or I'm going to drag and drop a file, and then this is going to read the CSV file and it is going to display us. So this is the basic file uploader feature that we are discussing today. First, we are going to see the demo, then we'll get into the code part. So first, I'm looking for a file. I'm going to look for a file, install. I'm going to look for a file. Let's say installs CSV. I'm going to drag the file, and you can see I'm dropping the file here. The moment I drop the file, you can see it is taking a little bit of time to read the file, and then it is processing. So right now you can see you've got country ID, US, fruit battle, and so on. So now let me show you a different file maybe. So instead of install.csv, I can show you there is a temp CSV. I can drag and drop, and then you can see now a different file altogether. So this is how the functionality works. You either click the choose file and load a file, or you can drag and drop a file. But whatever you do it, you don't have to, there is no action button here, there is no submit button here. After you do this thing, it's going to detect when the file is uploaded, and then it's going to read it, and then it's going to display. So now that we have understood how to do this thing, now we are going to, now that we have learned what is the functionality, now let's jump straight into understanding how this is done on a typical JavaScript world. I think one thing that I have found personally very easy, very effective in understanding or how to do something in PyScript is to first understand how to do it in JavaScript, because of course a lot of things are borrowed from JavaScript at this point. So I'm going to go to Mozilla documentation, and as you can see the documentation, we're going to use a functionality called file reader, and from file reader we are going to use a method called readAsText. So readAsText is a method from file reader, and what is this method doing? This method is going to help you read the contents of a specific blob or a file. So it's going to help you read the contents of a file. And when the read operation is complete, this is one of the important things. Like when the read operation is complete, um, when the read operation is complete, let me quick. Yeah, when the read operation is complete, it's going to change the ready state to done. It's going to trigger an event called loading, and then it's going to store the content of the file inside a result property. So this is like three things that you have to see. When the read operation is complete, first read operation is complete. When the read operation is complete, it's going to change the ready state to done. Then load event is triggered, and then the result is stored in, the content of the file is stored in a result file. So now coming back here, if you actually look at it, let me make it light theme. Yeah. So now when you look at the code, so this is the code. So how do you define a file uploader on HTML? It's quite simple. You use input tag, and then you have got type is equal to file. So this is very similar like how we define a text box. Then on change, what you want to do. So you're saying on change, you want to trigger the function JavaScript function preview file, and you're finally displaying the file as a paragraph content, because this is of course a text file. Now what is this JavaScript here doing? It is exactly doing what is mentioned here. So you have a document selector, which is in this case your content, which is this one. So you've got the paragraph text content, right? And then you're trying to access the document which is content here. Sorry, which first you're trying to create a constant content, then you're trying to create file, and now you're creating a file reader object. Okay. Now at this point you have to access the method which is read as text. This is the method. So now at this point you can see what did we learn? We learned that it is going to trigger an event load. So we are saying, okay, add an event listener for load. And when it is triggered, we already know that the reader object has got result, right? So you saw that result property contains the content of the file. We are taking the content of the file from the result property, and then we are storing it back to content, which is or this, and we are storing it inside inner text because it's a paragraph text. So just notice, because we know once the file is uploaded, it's going to trigger an event load, then we are going to do this, right? So, and after we define this, we are going to just look, or we're going to just look for read as text file. So which means you're looking for this document, and when file is successfully loaded, this is going to happen. So this is the format of code. Now I'm going to take you to the PyScript code where exactly the same thing happens, and you can see almost a very similar line of Python code. So let's get started. The basic is quite simple. I've got HTML tag, open, close. I've got a title here, and image, it's not image, CSV. Yep. And then we have got a CSS file. We have got a JavaScript file. So this is all basic that you have seen in all my tutorials. Now the main part is, this is not even a main part. This is the front end part where we are defining how to show the file upload feature. So you have a label that says file upload, and then you are saying image, upload a CSV file, and then you have an input, and then you are saying input type file. So at this point, you have defined like a button where you can drag and drop or you can click. So the front end is done, and you're saying, so the ID is upload here, and then you have defined a place to display the output, which is paragraph text output. So at this point, your front end is ready. Now comes the PyScript part, which exactly what you did in JavaScript. Couple of things to remember. Python by definition is not asynchronous, it's synchronous. But most of the things that happen on the browser are asynchronous, which means it is not like one by one it is going to happen. It is asynchronous. So for you to get that asynchronous feature, you need async IO as a Python library. And then we are going to do a couple of JavaScript operations. Like for example, file reader that we did is JavaScript, and document, the document component that we read from HTML, we're going to use document. So we need we need to do couple of JavaScript stuff. So we are from JS import document and file reader, and then we are importing from pyodide import create proxy. So directly from browser you cannot call a Python function. So for you to do that, sometimes you need to create a proxy, and then that proxy will call a function, or sometimes it takes a callback and then it calls something. So you need to have create proxy. So that's why we are importing create proxy. So async from JS import document file reader, from pyodide import create proxy. If you are not familiar, pyodide is the engine that is actually powering PyScript. So basically everything that you are able to do on PyScript is primarily because of pyodide, thanks to pyodide. Now that we know what are the libraries that are required, let's quickly take a look at how we have defined the code. I'm going to first start with this basic code. So the main one. So I'm going to call the main function. Okay, so you can call it main or setup. So once you have this function, okay, let me even call it main. It's probably easier with main. Okay, so once you have the main function here, what happens first is you're going to create a proxy, and the process file is the callback function. So it's going to call the callback function, and you can see where is process file. The process file is here. Now process file is an async process. So wherever you want something async, you're going to say async. You're going to add a prefix async. So this is going to be an async process, and document get element by ID upload dot files. So this is exactly as same as what we did here, right? So file is this is the one you're trying to read, and this line is almost this line. That's what you're doing here, and you can see dot files. And after you do that, you are going to iterate on this object, and this is the pyodide proxy object. You're going to iterate on it, and then you're going to first define create file reader is equal to file reader dot new. This is exactly like this. This is this one. Okay. And after you do that, now you're going to create a proxy, Python proxy, to do a callback function to understand when the read is complete, right? And what is happening here, that is exactly what you're going to do here. Whatever we have done here, you're doing. So what we are saying, define read complete. So this is a progress event, and when this is triggered, what we are doing, we are trying to get the output. And here whatever we have called as content is output here, because this is our output object. I mean, we can call it content. That doesn't matter. Like if I call this content, and I can call this content here as well. Output content. What is the object they are calling it? They're calling it content. Let's, for simplicity, let's stick to content. So you can see that we are reading the object by element ID content. We have the object content, and then we know that when something is read here, the property result has got the content of the file. So we are taking the content of the file from the result, and then we are storing it inside inner text, which means ideally we are trying to put this back inside this. And that is what here this is going to do. Sorry, here this is when we do process file, inside process file, this is happening here. And if after you do that, if you want to just debug or you want to check it, you can have a console log, but that's not required. And the next thing is we are going to, at the end, you have to call the onload event. See here, that's onload event is triggered. So you take the onload event, and you can see what is the onload event. So if you search for onload event, let me, where is that? Yeah, the onload event is actually the end of this. Once this is done, the read is complete, this is done, you get the onload event, and the download event trigger, it is reader.onload. Then you have reader as readAsText file. So what you do here is, so this is almost the same structure that you see here inside this. And then finally what you do, you are always listening whether there is anything changed in the file upload. So that upload that you have got, if anything is changing, like if a new file is being added, so you have an event listener here. We have not explored event listener a lot in this PyScript series, but that is what I'm planning next time. So we are trying to see if anything is changed. Then this is going to, like for example, we had the demo that you saw. We had a file uploaded. When we uploaded another file, it automatically triggered. So this is for us to always have that listener set. So this is basic of file. So let me quickly explain you again. We have got the necessary libraries. Async IO, from JS we are importing document and file reader. From Pyodate we are importing PyScript create proxy, because we always have to create a Pyodate proxy to call a function, a Python function, which in this case is more like a callback, not like actually a calling a function. It's a callback. So what we are doing, we have got 1 and we have got 2, and we have got 3 functions. So the first function is the main function. What the main function is doing, so it has got a callback. So the main function is calling the callback. And what is inside the callback? The callback, you can see first we are looking at the file upload object, which is exactly where we are going to click a button and upload a file. Then we are extracting that, we are iterating it. It's a pyodide proxy object. So we are creating the file reader, and from that file reader, once the file reader is created, again remember this is not sequential, this is async, this is happening async. So now there is a callback that is called read complete. Read complete is basically looking for the content, and that content is pasted inside the paragraph text, and that content is coming from the end of the event. So now when the end of the event is triggered, so the load event is triggered, and then the load event calls this, and then this is happening. So now this is your process file. Now after process file, what is happening here, then you have this event listener that is always looking for the upload button, whether something is happening there. So whether it's always looking for a change. If there is a change, then again it is going to trigger the process. If there is a change, then again it's going to trigger the process. This is exactly what we are going to do. So let me save this. I've made a couple of changes while recording this video. So let's see if it is actually still working. Going back to my example, you can see how to read an image file, from local system using file upload. So you can have anything that you want. I'm going to look for temp.csv. Okay, so temp.csv, I'm going to paste it here. Yep, it worked. So we just got it, and then we have displayed. So for example, if you want to, instead of doing this, like I have already done a separate video for pandas. Let's say instead of doing this, you want to do a head, you want to do a summary, you can do it. Or you can combine this code, the result or things that you learn from this code, with pandas. And I think I've already got a video for matplotlib. So now this is how you can link everything. And if you have watched until now, so I want to highlight that, why do you think reading a file is difficult? The reason why reading a file is difficult is because by definition, your browser is not going to let you read a file from your local system. So there is a local file system on your machine, Mac, Windows, C drive, D drive, and another one is the virtual file system. So every browser has got a virtual file system. So if I have to right click this and storage, where do I have storage? Let me see, where do I have storage? Yeah, you can see the storage, I think. Yeah, you can see the local storage, session storage. So you can actually see the storage, right? So what we are doing is, we are basically trying to utilize the virtual file system, and then we are trying to read the file into the virtual file system, and then we are displaying it here. Why? Because browser is not going to directly let you read a file from the local machine. Rather, this is how you should do. There are a lot of nuances. I'm trying to learn myself. I'm not a JavaScript developer, but I'm trying to learn myself. So if this is something that interests you, I would let me know in the comments. I would try to make more videos. But for this particular topic, you can understand that this is not an easy job. One of the reason why we are using file reader object is primarily because of that, because it enables us to do that. And because we have got a CSV file, we have used read as text. But let's say you don't have a CSV, you want an image, or then you can use read as binary, read as data URL, and we can explore that in a different video. But for today's video, we have successfully learned how to create a file upload option, especially for a CSV file, which is quite common in data science. Now you can couple this with pandas, you can couple this with matplotlib, and you can show beautiful visualizations for the CSV file that gets uploaded. I hope this video was helpful to you. This code, as usual, as all of my code, will be in the YouTube description. Please check it out. If you like it, please give a thumbs up. Give me recommendations on what kind of PyScript tutorials. I'm actually excited about PyScript. So if you have any comments, let me know how to make new PyScript tutorials, content suggestion. I'll be really thankful and grateful. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.